Hello. How are we doing? Hello, everybody. Dib, Sunwise, Natalia, IDK, TBH, hello. Malachi, hello. Moonchan, hi. Duddy, hello. Mika, DJ Freshnug, what up? Leanne, hello. Moby, Elena, we're talking tomorrow. How exciting. How's everyone doing? Oh, you guys are very kind. Thank you for the compliments. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Ooh, it's cold. Ooh, cold today. Usually I'm like really hot, but I just sat down, so the lights have yet to get to me. How is everyone doing on this Monday? Who else is here? Niam, am I saying that right? Craig, Felicia, Tiffany, hi. Hey, Zuzita, Heather, I think I said that, but hello again. Mina, Brennan, hello. TT, Black Lit Chick, hello. Emily, Destiny, Natalie, Tara, Emmy. Tara's in Ireland, hello. You're from Ireland. Do you watch the Try channel? I feel like they would be the most famous Irish YouTubers that I know. Because I know every YouTuber ever. What else? Color Pop Tart, hello. Caitlin, hello. Maya, hi. Oh, Neve. Okay. I was way off. You're Irish as well. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. I'm going to commit this to memory. Okay. I'm going to work on that. All right. Dina, hello. Mona Lisa, hello. Is this KL or KI? Hi. Oh my gosh. Okay. Is it KL or KI? I see. I think it's a KL. Says, I just want to say, OMG, have you ever changed my life? I literally manifested the business of my dreams at 15. Well, 15, all from you. Thank you so much. Wow. First of all, that's amazing. And second of all, that was you. You know, I mean, I guess I was here cheering you along, but that was all your work. Okay, everybody, here's the deal. I just realized before I got on the live stream, I took a drink of my soda. And it like went down the wrong tube and made me cough. So now my voice is all like, my eyes are all watery. Anyways, I just realized I'm still connected to Wi-Fi. I'm so good at always remembering to do all the steps before I go live. So we're going to do that thing where I'm going to be paused and frozen for probably maybe like 4 to 5 minutes. If you're here on the live stream chat, don't freak out. It probably seems like a long time, but I'll be back in just a few minutes. Let me turn off my Wi-Fi because my Ethernet cord, my cable is connected. I'm going to turn off my Wi-Fi so that the connection's better. So don't go anywhere. I'm coming back. Just like hang out for a couple minutes, okay? Okay, did we go frozen? Am I still just sitting here like... Wi-Fi is not on. Chat is still going. Am I still on? Somebody tell me. Because I was trying to make sure that it paused on like a cute thumbnail. Did it like not do? Come on. Oh, all right, cool. It just seamlessly, okay, the last few times I've done this, it took like 5 minutes. Okay, all right. Okay, oh, I guess we're just somebody did something on, okay, all right, cool. Just kidding. Malachi says, You need some Roxy Talks infomercials. Yeah, I think I do. Heather says, ever since I found you on the Monday after a Thanksgiving meltdown, I focus on self-concept and no longer react crazy to my SP or 3D. Nice. That's the goal. Just keep going. Keep going like that. Hi, Tiffany. Hello. Okay. So, okay, cool. I didn't lose anybody. That was yay. So happy Monday. How's everyone doing? What have you manifested? What are we celebrating? Neve, your boyfriend is showing things you don't like. Like what is this person doing that you don't like? Julie says, what does it mean when you say people are our projection? Okay, so I'll have Leanne, if you don't mind, Leanne, please link her the videos about Everyone Is You Pushed Out. But essentially, the idea is that we're kind of all living out our own little versions of reality, even though it feels like we're interacting with each other, and in essence we are. I don't know exactly how it works, and actually I'm gonna make a note. Liam, will you send me a note to do this? I want to meditate on more on this concept of how I'm in my reality and I can manifest you to do things and make it work for me, and how in your reality you can make it work for you. And also now that I'm saying this, I'm gonna make a note to listen to some Bashar stuff this week as well. Bashar, sorry, I looked at the chat and I'm so good at staying focused. Bashar talks about the concept of you having full and total control over your reality. And even though you and I are interacting right now, I'm getting a version of you that is going to behave in accordance to my set of rules for society and for people, what I think is possible, what I'm accustomed to, what I have experienced, what I might expect people to do, say, or behave, or how they might behave, or whatever. And then in your reality, I am a projection of you, and I am saying things to you that are going to guide you, from within. But the words that I'm saying right now as me, my own true version, are not the same words that you're hearing from me in your reality. And this is where it gets like really weird. So this is why I suggest listening to Bashar, so that, I'm definitely not an expert in this by any means. So this is just kind of like my understanding. But my opinion about it is that me as myself, my true, this self, the one occupying the physical space of Roxy, I'm going to have my own reality. I'm going to have my own version of everything. And everyone I'm talking to right now, you're all projections of me essentially anyways. And so the questions that I see from you are going to be things that either I need to address or deal with, or things that even trigger me, as if you've been here before, you've seen. Oh yeah, by the way, let's put the disclaimer out. I might yell if I answer your question. If you do a super chat, I might yell. It's not out of anger, it's just out of passion. My voice gets loud, I'm reactive. It comes off as kind of maybe big, but it's just from love and really wanting you to understand the concepts. And I might say some crazy shit. I just speak and I don't really filter things. So, no, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Because I definitely pay attention to what I'm saying. But a lot of the stuff that comes out of my mouth is going to be just to the point, and straightforward. Even though it seems sometimes I take a roundabout way of explaining things. But sometimes I say shocking things. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. So I moved the chat and then I started talking about something else. And the fuck was I talking about before? See how good I am at staying focused? I'm the perfect person to lead a live stream. We were talking about everyone as you push out. So the way that I understand it is that we're all existing in our own little versions of reality that seems like we're all existing on one big world populating it together. I don't think that we are at this point in my understanding. I do not believe that there's one. I don't know. I don't know what Earth is yet. I really just honestly, that might sound crazy. I'm an educated person. I don't know what it is. Like, it's obviously something bigger than what we have been told. And I still don't understand what that is. What is organic? What of it is mathematical or like it's like organic and inorganic and math and programming and all these things, but it's like too much for my, at this point, my brain to comprehend. So I don't understand exactly what's going on. My point is the way that it comes about interacting with other people. I think that there's infinite versions of, or near infinite versions of everybody, every person, every situation, and backed by the many worlds theory and the notions of quantum physics that all things that ever could be or will be are in creation now and are in existence right now, all at one time. Or there's no time. Time is an illusion as well. So all at once. So anyways, the version of you and me and everything that I could ever think of and every person that you could ever think of and everything that they could ever do times numbers that you can't even fathom is already possible and accessible to you right now. And life is like a vending machine, essentially. And every moment of the day, you're using your thoughts and feelings to drive you towards realities that are already in existence that are just as valid as any other. So if you think that your linear past is your story and that you have to act going forward based on what you've experienced before, even if that was 2 seconds ago, 20 years ago, doesn't matter, then you stay chained to the reality in everything that you've already experienced. And you stay limited to the experiences of things that you've seen or heard about and prevent yourself from growing and experiencing more. So when it comes to people in your life, the things that you say that they do, the way that you react when they talk to you, the way that you react when they do things or say things, or like literally anything you say about people creates what they do next. So if you're always describing what someone does in a way that you don't like, they're going to always be doing stuff that you don't like. So you have to get out ahead of, as Esther Hicks says, what you're saying about things. So me, it's like I always talk about watching your language, because ultimately I don't know how manifestation works, but I know that if you control your language, you can control your reality. So control your language. If you if you want someone to behave a certain way, or want to experience something with somebody, or just want to even test it, like talking about someone in a different way is going to make them show up to you differently, because there are near infinite versions of they're out there that you have access to right now. It's just that you keep choosing the ones that do the same old thing because you haven't realized that you can say something different and get something different. But you have to stay married to the new story. You have to be consistent with what you're saying for the new thing, because if you don't, you're going to get the old them eventually come back through. So, excuse me. So, when you describe what people are doing and manifest them to be a certain way, or just regard them in general, you're going to manifest versions of them that are naturally inclined to do the things that you have said they will probably do, or that they have done, or that you fear they might do, or you wonder if they do, you worry they might do. Someone did before, now you're on them now, and they always do it this way. And every time I do it like this, they always do this. How come every time I'm blah, 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 they do this thing? It's because every time it happens, you say that it's happening. It's like, it's literally that ridiculous. It's happening and you agreed that it happened, and that's why it's happening next time. It happened today. You agreed it happened today, and now tomorrow it's going to happen to you, like in theory, right? So you have to be able to have something happen to you today. You say, interesting, not in my reality. Say whatever it is that you want. And then no matter what happens, you continue living as, no, not in my reality. This is what I choose. And you're going to manifest versions of people who are naturally inclined to do what you are saying they're doing. So you might as well say that people are doing what you want them to do, because this is how it's working and it always has been working. So do it to your advantage. Like yesterday, my husband, we had a really weird thing happen yesterday. Like, and I thought about this, like everyone is you pushed out thing, because I was like brushing my teeth or something like that. Or no, I was mouthwash. That's what I was doing, mouthwash. So I was like, just, there's not like a whole lot you can do in your mouth. Like me, I talk a lot, so I can't like say anything, or can't sing, I can't whatever. So I don't, for whatever reason, I just started like doing this weird like arm sachet like through my house. Like I don't even know what I was doing. I don't even know what I was doing. I was just doing some like, I just was taken over to do some like weird like sachet through my living room as I was like mouthwashing. My husband was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, I don't know. And he like pulls out his phone. He's like, "That's so weird, because I was just watching this video and it was the fucking Napoleon Dynamite dance when he's doing all those weird like art, you know what I mean? Like that, to that Jamiroquai song." And we were laughing so hard, and we were just both so like blown away. And I was like, damn, that's so like everyone is you pushed out. And the way that and it was something that like neither of us, he didn't consciously think of me doing that, or anybody doing it. He just watched he was like on TikTok and just randomly watched it. And like somehow I didn't see it. I had no idea. And it just like got transported between us. But I am weird and I do weird things like that. So, like, I don't know. It's anyway. So what I thought about it was like, I always tell people, if the version that you're working with is naturally inclined to do the thing that you're saying, they're going to do it. If the version that you're working with is not naturally inclined to do that thing, then you're going to get a different version of them. But their core self is interacting with you in their reality, where they're getting versions of you based on what they say. So I don't know how it bumps into or interacts, but I don't fucking know. Next question. Just a fucking wealth of information over here. Okay. I saw a bunch of super chats come through. Let me make sure that I don't skip anybody. I need my crystal. Okay. Marta says, thank you for the super chat. Marta says, I'm so sad. I need some success stories tonight. Okay. Oh my God. Sorry. Here's another weird thing, because, okay, and I'm not trying to get distracted, but like right 4 people below that, this comment, Andromeda Rose says, so even celebrities history, ... River Phoenix. I don't even know what you're talking about, but like I was literally thinking about River Phoenix today. So it's just so bizarre that anyways, does anybody have any success stories from Marta? Please type it in the chat. Okay, Daniela says, hi, Marta. If you're reading the chat too, just know I passed my exams without studying. You can do and manifest everything you want. That's awesome. Thank you, Daniela. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to read more questions. I'm going to scroll down, but I just saw Craig, Felicia, Tiffany, super chat. Thank you so much. Says, I started focusing on myself and my confidence. Now there's a photo of me on a billboard in Hollywood. It really is. Everyone's you push out. Damn, girl. Okay, I need to put a picture on Instagram and tag me. I need to see this. Or send it to me, DM it to me. Okay, I need to see. Thank you. Yes. Okay, I need more success stories for Marta, please. Anybody? Leanne says, ooh, I sold a PA yesterday that I've been trying to sell since August. Nice. IDK says, I manifested a text, and for my friend who lives in another country, I manifested her pen to appear again. Nice. Natalie says, I manifested this convo having questions on everyone as you pushed out. Thank you for answering my questions. Wow. That's awesome. Oh, Julia says, I've been manifesting money and just sold my house with an offer $30,000 over asking. Yes, this is awesome. You know what? We should definitely, I try to do this in the beginning, but we should make sure that we do this just in general, make sure we're going through the success stories because, like Tony Robbins talks about stacking positive memories and good feelings, and it just like kind of compounds on it. And it reminds me of like Dr. Joe, when Dr. Joe talks about heart coherence, where people get into a space where they're feeling so good about everything that they get to this place where like their heart is just like exploding with love for like 18 hours straight and shit. So it just reminds me of like, they sound kind of like similar practices. So I think that I really thank you, Marta, for bringing this up, because this is really nice for us to DJ Sick Tunes. And I know this because I've seen you before and after in sessions, but says, I got my dream house from manifestations. That's so true. I watched you guys do it. Oh my gosh. Benjamin says, I manifested like 100 butterflies deliberately, and I manifested a clown, but I got a whole parade of clowns. Wow. So Benjamin is abundant. Benjamin, really look at the abundance that you manifest. That's really amazing. Put it on everything that you're looking at. You manifest abundance, and that's great. Kristen Lee Mine says, I manifested an air fryer toaster oven, LOL, after talking to my aunt about it the day before. It's so funny that you say that, because I've always wanted a toaster oven my entire life. I'm 38 years old, and I've never even bought one for myself. I've never had one. I've always wanted one. And my husband knows this. And we were like on a walk yesterday, and there was like an old, like crusty, rusty, dusty one like on the sidewalk or something. He's like, hey, there's your air fryer. So we both manifested air fryers. Angelique says, I was looking for an accountant for my new business, and he literally texted me asking for my birthday for paperwork for something else completely unrelated, and he and I are today aligned personally and professionally. That's amazing. Yes. Amaris Sue says, I'm trying to manifest Roxy uploading more to her music channel, but it ain't working. First of all, do not put that onto my music channel, please. Do not affirm that it is not working. Don't put that on me. It is working. It is happening. Good music takes time. Good music takes time. We have not everybody has grown up in a generation where people make real, honest music from the heart and truth, but some of us still do that. So I'll just say good music takes time, and I'm working on it, and Malachi and I are working on it, and it's happening, and it's coming down. I also recorded 7 affirmation tracks and 7 meditations this weekend. So like, I'm trying. Okay. Christina says, I manifested a $20 lottery win and a free meal. Nice. Oh, okay. Fuck yeah. All right. This has been amazing. Thank you, Marta, for asking us such a nice question so that we can revel in all of our shared success. Okay. Tiffany said, back on the everyone as you push out, I'll get to the super chats in just a minute. Do I think that that's how everyone is in our lives? Like our friends get different versions of us based on who we are and what they require from us. It's gotta be everybody, because it can't just be sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, that's why when people are like, manifestation doesn't work for me, I'm like, you think you're that special? Like, you're special, but you're not that fucking special, bitch. You are a human, so like all the rules apply to you. But all of the fun loopholes also apply to you too. So yeah, everybody, and even your family, it's got to be like that, right? Because it's like that for you. You can get different versions of them, so it's got to be the other way around. So I don't know, man. Which Will says, I want to ask if anyone has used law of attraction and 360 to help them with identity issues and worries. Fuck yeah, bitch, I do it every day. I do it every day. It may seem like just because I'm sitting here on the chat talking with you guys and guiding you through coaching that I have it all figured out, but that's not true. I don't I'd really try to be honest with that. I'd share with you what I'm going through so that you understand and know that like it's real and people are people and you're always going to be going through something. So you better get used to how to deal with it is what's really going on here. And 360 may not be the only way or whatever, but like, it just, it does work if you use it. So that's why I, keep talking about it and keep using it, you know, because it works. Craig Felicia, we read that one and awesome. Yay, another success story. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Emily, you're coming to California. You feel anxious about you're excited about the decision, but anxious. Is that because it's the wrong move? No, it's not because it's the wrong move. It's because moving is fucking nerve-wracking. So just embrace it and understand that it's going to be stressful, but it's worth it. Christina, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, what if I haven't been able to manifest my dream job back? They changed my teaching timetable, and now this February they have me teaching other subjects. Okay. This is the first thing my intuition said before I even really, excuse me, bleh, 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 bleh. It's trying to come out so fast. Before I even finished reading your question, it said right away, it's because it's not the right job for you. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. Like I don't know why. Obviously I'm not like I'm not like psychic. Like I don't like I don't know if I read into your I don't know. Not necessarily that I read into your situation. I just hear things. And so I don't know why it's saying there's a reason you're not getting it back because you're not supposed to. So I don't know if you, Christina, have been thinking about a career change? Have you been thinking about doing something differently? Have you been thinking about moving? Have you been thinking about pursuing anything? I don't know. Because something else is coming through. So can you type in the chat what's going on? Like what in real time are you, there's some sort of friction, like something is in the way. Like what's going on there? Like what am I seeing? She says, damn, that's what my friends say. I meant to impact more lives. Yeah, exactly. That's because that's what's happening. There's something else that's trying to come through, and it's not going to come through if you're in your comfy job, right? Because your job is, you need to read The Big Leap. Have you read The Big Leap? Your job is in your zone of excellence, but not your zone of genius, like the job you want. Yeah. So Christina, there you go. Okay. Yeah. You want to be a full-time manifesting entrepreneur. Fucking do it. Prove it. You know what I mean? Fucking do it. Bop it. Twist it. Just do it. You know, you got one life to live. You do subconscious reprogramming, Reiki, and personal training. Fuck yeah, bitch. Everybody listen. If there's anything I've realized from doing this work is that everybody on the planet needs it. You know, and like, I can't possibly reach them all. Tony Robbins can't possibly reach them all. Mel Robbins can't possibly reach them all. Lewis Howes can't possibly reach them all. Lisa Nichols can't possibly reach them all. So, there you go. It's time to do something else. Understand that the job you have now is a revenue stream to help sustain you and support you while you're building out your program. Amanda says, I'm halfway through the High Five Method by Mel Robbins. Yay! Robbins. I love Mel Robbins. I really like her eng. Why am I trying to abbreviate that word? Her energy. Craig Felicia Tiffany, thank you so much for the super chat again. Says, just want to say thank you for being on this conscious confidence journey. I know it was my creation, but I wouldn't be this confident without your teachings. Oh, you're so sweet. I appreciate you. Intergalactic air hug. And thank you for being so generous just to share your success. That's really awesome. Thank you. And that's part of the reason why you're successful, because you're open. You're being generous, and so you will be reciprocated. Okay. What's next? Super chats. Going through. If you want me Sometimes, like if you're asking me questions, I don't always see them. I can't get to everything. If you do put a super chat in, I will answer it for sure, because I just can't consciously have you give me money for a question, me not answer it. So I will answer all super chats, but I can't see every question in here. So that's just how it works. Do I watch Euphoria? I watched season 1. I'll probably come around to season 2 at some point, but such a heavy show. You know what I mean? I know. If you watch it, you know. So it's like, oh man, I don't know. I got to be ready for it. Okay. Okay, I'm looking for a super chat. Thank you, Leanne. Yeah, to the person that was asking about manifesting a married person, Leanne linked a segment to me talking about that a few weeks ago from another Mindset Monday. Joe. Okay, I have super chats. So I'm getting distracted by all these good questions. Joe, I like your question. Why does manifesting feel like a chore? Okay, Joe. Joe, can you type in the chat a little, like, tell me what it is that you're manifesting and what is it that you're doing to manifest, and we'll dive deeper into that. And okay, I see Julia. Thank you so much, Julia. I see. Okay, I gotta make sure I'm looking at the right thing. Sometimes these chats don't pop through, even though I see them coming. I don't see the question. Tiffany. Okay, Christina. Okay, I got Christina. Okay, got Tiffany. Okay, awesome. Then there was. Calm down. Is it S more or is it s'more? S'more. I'm gonna call you s'more because I love s'mores. And vegan marshmallows. Okay. Says it's trying to manifest crush, but they like someone else and they never give me attention and sometimes they're rude to me. Okay. So okay. First things first, Leanne, will you please link in the chat like the third party videos? Link in the chat third party and like rewriting your specific person. So s'more. I'm gonna call you. I hope you don't mind me calling you s'more because I love s'mores. It's a good s'more. S'more. S'more poo. Come on. Get it back together, Roxy. You got this. Focus. They like someone else. Yeah, so please check out those videos because they'll help you, like, and you can dive deeper on the subjects about like what to do if there's someone else in the picture and like how to change the story. But in the meantime, what is striking me is sometimes they're rude to you and not giving you attention, liking someone else. It's that energy of not being good enough, not being the one chosen. And even when they do give you attention, it's like, like what's that thing? Like kids, like bad attention, kind of like bad press is still good press kind of a thing. It's like, that tells me, it makes me want to ask if potentially in your childhood, did you have to like to me, it sounds like there was some sort of lack or I'm trying to choose my words carefully here. Unproductive way of validating your existence and giving you attention. Because that's what I see happening to you in your relationship. And so it's like, if you wouldn't mind, Miss Moore, will you type in the chat about like a little bit from your history, like there's something about not being chosen, not being paid attention to, or when you do get attention, it's not very nice or it's not positive or it's not the attention that you want. Because that's going to be, like it's stuff. It's stuff that happens like in childhood, and then it's stuff that we replay out in the relationships that we manifest as adults. So some more I can give you. Some specific stuff if you want to let me know more about like your history. But basically with as far as there being the way we manifest a third party or a crush or someone else is by like thinking that we're not good enough, worrying that they're going to find someone else, wondering if they like somebody else, thinking that someone is better than us. And then to counteract that, it would be affirmations about being good enough, being chosen, being the number one person, being okay, you said my mom was an alcoholic and would often dismiss me and my brother's well-being. Yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, that's exactly what that's about. So my book. Okay, so when's your birthday also? Tell me your birthday, please. S'more. S'more. But so knowing and affirming and telling yourself that you're who you are is good enough and that you are someone that is sought after and chosen and picked, the one that's like good enough for attention. I'm just saying, like, whatever's going on in your mind when you are fearing, worrying, doubting, and thinking about your insecurities in relation to this person and the third party. And then Joe's also asking, what if there was a third party before you? It doesn't matter. It's still your own worries about not being good enough, essentially, or that there could be like that could also be from competition, Joe. But as far as S'more goes, you're December 13th, so you're a 4. Okay. I kind of had a feeling there was a 4 energy there. So 4s are about 4s are like hardworking people. 4s are like hold the fort down and are stable people. They are able to like persevere and get things done that they set their mind to, but they also can feel inadequate when if their goals feel out of reach or too big for them, or when you start to think that you can't achieve, that's when you kind of fall into a trap, because it's part of your nature as a 4 to build. So when it feels like you can't build, it makes you feel even worse than it might like just someone who's not a 4 maybe. So just understand that you're good enough to achieve whatever you want. You're good enough for whatever relationship you want. You're good enough for whatever person that you choose. You are the prize. You are the one that they are lucky enough to be around. And like, these are the kind of affirmations and the kind of energy you want to be approaching your any relationship with, romantic or otherwise, with any person. It is an honor to be in your presence, period. That goes for everybody. Besides, October 21st is a 7. No, October 21st is a 3rd. So it's just the number of the day you were born broken down into one digit, unless you're an 11 or a 22. And the numerology download is coming for everybody. So we're just working on it and stuff. Oh, also, I do want to say, everybody, I apologize. I'm sorry that I have to do this to you. If you're a student of mine, if you're in any of my courses, I know I moved you last year, and I really apologize. I have to do it again, but I'm probably going to move systems again, and it's only to be able to give you the best possible experience. So just be on the lookout for that. We'll let you know. There'll be an email coming. And I love you so much, and thank you so much for sticking it out with me. Okay. So S'more, just to wrap up everything with you, if there's a third party and they have a crush and they're not very nice to you, then what you need to do is, like, first things first is start believing, and it not even, you don't have to believe right away, but at least affirming and saying, and not saying the opposite. So like counteracting your doubts, you're saying to yourself, I am worthy, I am chosen, I am number one, I am the one they want, I am the one that they pick, I am the one that is picked, I'm the obvious choice, I'm the first choice, I'm the number one choice. And they're really sad if they don't get a chance with me, or something like those kind of thoughts. Those need to be your story and your definition of self, period, forever, forever. Like, okay, actually, I'm glad I'm saying this, because just so you know, those affirmations like that I just said are still the ones that I operate with in order to keep my husband, right? Like, I talk about how when I first manifested him to come through, I didn't know about manifesting. It was all instinctual. So I didn't have any clue what was going on. I didn't realize that this is when I was an atheist. So I had no idea that like this was even possible. And I had been just trying to get him to just commit. I just wanted him to commit. That's all I wanted, was just the title. That's all I wanted, was the fucking title, the acknowledgement that we were together. That's it. So I kept saying, that's it. That's all I want. Why won't he just do this? But I kept, why won't he just all day, every day for months on end? And he just wouldn't. And then finally one day I realized, like, you know what? I'm the shit. I can go out and find anybody to make me happy. And like, I'm gonna be happy no matter who I let be my partner, because I'm fucking awesome and they're lucky. Like, basically that story was like literally what I felt like. That's the realization I had about myself, was like, bitch, who are you acting like right now? Do you know who you are? Like, it was just one of those, like, do you even know who you are kind of a conversations in my mind. And I just was like, okay, I released him. I released my husband, like, wasn't even my boyfriend at the time, really, officially. I released him and I said, like, it doesn't have to be you. And I'm sorry for trying to make it you. Like, just emotionally, I didn't even tell him in person. It was just like an emotional release. And, decided I was going to go out that night and fucking sow my motherfucking oats. And he came through. He came with me and was by my side all night, bought my drinks, paid for me, did like open my doors, was just like a complete and total different person than he had ever been. And it just like worked. And he's been like that ever since. But I have also been like that ever since. Like, not in a shitty way, but like I know what I bring to the table way. And if it doesn't work out with us, I love you very much and I don't want that to happen, but I'm going to be okay. And I'll find someone else that it will work out with, like it's not going to end my world and I'm going to be okay. I'm okay now with him. I'm okay without him. That's the energy of somebody that can naturally hold together a relationship without worrying, doubting, fearing, or letting my insecurities get in the way of our relationship and think that he might go elsewhere just because I feel these dumb things about myself. Right? So there has to be an assurance and an understanding that, like, go somewhere else. Are you fucking, I dare you. Like, and not in a mean way, not in an antagonistic way, not in a, like, I want you to way, but like, downgrade. Sorry, like, oof, sorry about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, like, I can't walk around fearing and worrying about him finding someone else or better. Who the fuck could, who? Rihanna? Okay, go with her. Like, I'd be pissed if you didn't. You know what I mean? like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just, and it's not that I am just, I think I'm so great. It's that I'm not going to think the opposite, because if I think the opposite, that's what chases people away. That's what makes your relationship not last. So you have to find a way to not let yourself think those thoughts that like diminish you, even in your own eyes, because it diminishes you in others' eyes because of everyone as you push out. Ooh, fuck yeah, that came out really well. Okay, yeah, that's okay. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, okay. I like the way that came out. They like you have. Oh, okay. Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to. Leanne, you better succinctly. Can you copy that down? So I just want to repeat it the way it came out. Christopher Lewis says maybe it was his twin. Well, it's funny because it was his twin that I was complaining to. Oh. And yes, Joe, you are manifesting every day. You're manifesting every moment of the day. Like life is literal, just constant manifestation after another, perpetual manifestation. I'm waiting for Leanne to. I know Leanne. I'm just telling myself what I'm waiting for, so I remember to stay on track. I'm waiting for Leanne to retype what I said about. See, I can't even remember now. Something about. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. That's right. You have to get this is why you have to get your self-talk, your language, your insecurities and shit on board, because if you don't deal, at least get the language out of your mind that that that's manifesting the problem. Like the language that describes you as anything but the best of the best has got to go, because it manifests in your world through everyone as you pushed out, and you don't fucking like it. Do you? I promise you don't like it. You don't like it in your head. You really don't like it when someone shows it to you in the 3D world. So the best thing you could do for yourself is get that shit out of your mind and get it out of your vocabulary. Okay. What the fuck was that sound? Okay. Julia. Thank you so much, Julia, for the super chat. Okay, Emily, thank you so much for the super chat. Emily says, Julia, okay, here we go, Julia. Sorry, I missed Julia's question. I apologize. Julia, thank you. Says, Roxy, I love you. Thank you, Julia, I love you. You are the reason I've gone down this manifestation journey. I have an opportunity to travel, but scared to leave my SP when I'm still manifesting him. Okay, there's no distance. There's no distance between you. You know, like you could even say, what is that fucking saying? Distance makes the heart grow fonder or whatever. There's a lot of things you can say. Can you say that they're coming with you? Can you say that they're going to be waiting like on the edge of their seat while you're gone? They can't stand that you're gone. And like by the time you get back, they're so excited to see you. Like, pick a better story than I'm going to be going away from them and it's going to fuck my manifestation up. Because that story just is not strong enough. It's not good enough. It's not going to get you your relationship the way you want it. So pick something better to be saying about yourself and your situation, right? So again, something like they're going to be waiting with bated breath while I'm gone, or they're going to be planning to try to join me on whatever. You know what I mean? Like pick a better story. And then like, there's nothing that can get in the way of you and your SP except you thinking that something's in the way of you and your SP, you know, like, what are you afraid to leave them for? Someone else is going to come along and catch their eye. That's not a very good story. That doesn't tell me, that tells me a lot about who you think you are and who you think this person is, or what you think, you know, men do or whatever. Right. Like, so when you're gone, because like, okay, so just think about the story down the line. When you're in a relationship, what, you can't ever leave, you can't go on vacation, you can't go visit your family, you can't do anything by yourself, you can't go on a girls trip, you can't travel for work, like without leaving with, you know what I mean? Like you need to be cool now leaving them, knowing that when you're gone, they're in agony or whatever. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like pick something better, and that's it. That's the story. Use 360 method to apply it. Official program coming soon if you're interested. Somebody asked if I had a manifesting course. I do have smaller, I don't want to say smaller, but like I don't have like my actual program. It's not out yet. It's coming soon. But I do have like other courses that help you manifest on my website, roxytalks.com. Yes. And coaching as well. But as far as Julia is concerned, do the travel. Do not give up this opportunity to travel just because you're scared of leaving your SP. Like, again, that what is that? That's like either or energy. That's not abundant energy. That's not I can have it all energy. That's not like I don't care where I'm at on the globe. This person is, you know, worshiping the ground I walk on or whatever. Again, it doesn't have to be malicious or callous or anything like that. It's just like, it's got to be fucking better than I can't leave town or I'm going to lose my grip on this fucking person. You know, like that's just not why pick that when you could have in whatever the fuck you want? Why let that be the reality that you're so sold on that you can't see past it? Like, pick a different reality and be so sold on that you can't see past it. That's my advice to you, Julia. And enjoy your trip because you deserve it. And when you get back, your SP is going to be so excited to see you. Truth. Okay, Emily, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I had these weird thoughts about marrying a Canadian and me learning French. I just met a French guy investing in Canada. Is that birds before land? I mean, it sounds like fucking land. What do you mean birds? What are you talking? Like, okay. Emily, I'm going to say some things that might sound mean. I don't mean them to be mean at all. It's just, I can feel the fact that I need to disclaim before I finish the rest of what I'm about to say. Birds before land, personally, I know it's like a Neville thing. I find it to be a bit, the only word I can hear is distracting, but I want to use a different word, not distracting. It is diminishing of your how do I say this? Like, okay, maybe it's not diminishing the unfolding process of your manifestation, but it feels to me when people say, is this birds before land? What you're not saying is, holy shit, my manifestation is unfolding right now. And that's the problem I have with it. Does that make sense? It's like, okay, sorry, jumbly things, things coming up. Bunch of things are trying to come out at once. Bridge of incidents. I'm hearing that in my head. Like the bridge of incidents, for example. When people talk about being on the bridge of incidents, it's like, in a way, you're saying because it's not the end goal, it's not good enough. And that's my problem I have with them. And that's why I don't like talk or teach from that perspective, is just that personally or professionally doesn't resonate for me. So what I will say is I had weird thoughts about marrying a Canadian and me learning French. And then I met a French guy investing in Canada. Do you see how powerful my thoughts are? I barely thought about that shit. And that just popped into my reality. Maybe I'm going to start dating a French guy investing in Canada. Cool. Maybe I'm going to go to Canada and meet all kinds of Canadian people. Maybe I'm going to fucking get Duolingo and start learning French. It doesn't really matter what it means, but it does mean that it is unfolding and everything's working out. Like, and so the reason I get so like nitpicky with things is because like, I think the universe is like this too. Like, I know, like when I talk to people, the shit they say is exactly what happens in their life. So if you are not being very diligent, awareness and discipline, I always say that the cornerstones of my 360 method, if you're not being extremely diligent about what you're saying all the time, you're not being extremely diligent about manifesting what you want. Period. There's no way around it. So if you're calling it birds before land, while I'm not trying to diminish somebody who paved the way for me to be here, obviously, I am saying, what do you mean when you say birds before land? Because that meaning you're giving to your manifestations. And if you aren't giving your manifestations the meaning of, obviously, bitch, I fucking did that. I do everything, right? Or something. My point is that looking at it and being like, is this evidence of it working out? Is not the same of, do you see what I just fucking did? Holy shit, I'm so powerful. That's my point, right? So this is why I'm just like, and I'm a type of person who is really nuanced and like, and looking at things in like a granular level like that. So I think it's perfect for what I do. Because your sentences are creating your reality somehow. I don't know how, I don't know why, but that's just what's going on. It seems as of this moment in my life, that's what I believe 100%. So I don't know, man. Watch your fucking sentences. Slam. Oh no, Sean. Sorry, I have 20/20 vision and I see so well. Slan. What is wrong with me? Nothing. My vision's perfect. Sean? Cian. Sean or Cian? Okay. Katie, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, Everything in my life, everything in my life reflects how successful I am. I have a million examples of things / people I've manifested. So why can't I step aside and enjoy it? Okay. Great question. Probably the first thing that's coming up to me is probably you weren't taught how to, or you used to do it and now you've been conditioned to think or believe that you can't fully express yourself or you can't enjoy things, or like talk to me about your child, like talk to me about how and when were you stifled in celebrating anything, or like being able to enjoy good feelings and good times and good outcomes. Talk to me about when were you stifled in that in life, so that I can help you better. But I will say that for sure, and I understand it too. Like I think it's somewhere along the lines I decided that like I became a jaded person just like everybody else, and like I have to relearn how to enjoy stuff, as weird as that sounds. But I do, and it's just something that I have to work on every day. And so it's like, okay. Is it Cian or Sean? Or tell me how to say your name so I say it right, please. Says, actually love you so much. You're so sweet. Thank you. I think dimming myself because I didn't want to make my parents feel bad about their situations. Okay, exactly. Right. So you over time have conditioned yourself to not allow celebration or good feelings, or to believe that it's bad, or that something bad's going to happen, or you're going to hurt the people around you, or you're going to, lose love from your parents, or Sharn. Okay. Sharn. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Sharn. It's like that's where that stems from. And so you have to then do the opposite. You have to start making a point to celebrate, and making a point to do things in your day that actually make you happy. So I've talked before about the shit that brings me joy list. I suggest everybody make, if you're on the chat, or if you're listening, if you have not made your shit that brings me joy list, make one. If you haven't updated your shit that brings me joy list, maybe update it and see if you've added some new things to it since you've been using it. But the shit that brings me joy list is very, very important. It's like a crucial part of your practice. You have to be doing these things every single day, in my opinion, at least one a day. My advice is do at least one a day. And then you can also use that list for places to go, like when you're spiraling, or if you need to like do something else, you need to move your body, get out of the energy, need to get your mind on something else. Shit that brings me joy list is always a great place to go. But the reason the shit that brings me joy list is so important, and the reason why learning how to like be, period, right? Learning how to be is so important as far as like enjoying your life, is like, first off, for you specifically, Sharn, you were not. KCJ said, shit that brings me joy list can be this week's homework. I was just thinking that. We're definitely on the same page. So Sharn, so since you were not taught to, or encouraged, or even just maybe in your own mind, you felt like as a child, as a little person, you decided that, okay, I'm going to keep myself small so that I don't hurt the other people around me. That's not your reality anymore. The people around you, and we're going to use these affirmations to ensure this too, but the people around you thrive off of you thriving. The people around you are inspired by you being as big as you want to be. The world at large is going to be better when you are you at large, right? So we're changing the way that we're talking about ourselves, changing the way that we're looking at ourselves first. And then you're going to start doing the shit that brings me joy for a few reasons. One is that it gets you into the vibration of easy, easy breezy, beautiful manifesting. Sorry. Sometimes I laugh because the things I hear like make me laugh before I can get them out. And you're like, why is she laughing? But that's why I'm laughing. Anyways, when you're doing the shit that brings me joy, you put yourself in a space where you're not worried about what's going on in your world. You're completely checked out of like negativity, worries, and doubts, and you're completely checked into life. You're completely checked into just the things that bring you joy. Like if you like to color, if you like to knit, if you like to fucking rock climb or wakeboard or fucking collect bugs or get massages or make beats, I don't know, like just doing things that make you feel good. You're going to do one of those every single day, at least one thing. And then again, also use it as an escape route when you need to shift your energy. Because while you're doing them, you're naturally on autopilot, just radiating and manifesting the life that you want. So, and then the other reason about it is that while you're doing that, you're taking up space in your mind that used to be filled with the thoughts that are manifesting you not being able to do what you want. And now you're filling that space with thoughts of, at the very least, ease and peace. So the thoughts that used to prevent you from doing things, even an hour less a day is going to make an impact on your 3D world once that shit starts reflecting, right? So you're training yourself to feel better. You're feeling better more throughout the day. You're manifesting better things because you're feeling better throughout the day, and simply because your thoughts are not in the negative space, so they're not going to manifest as much. So you're going to have less negative things to deal with in your 3D, which is going to make you feel better because you have less things to deal with in your 3D that are negative, which is going to make you feel better. So it all works, you know what I mean? It's like, and it all, and as this is all going on, you are learning what makes you feel good. You're learning how to express yourself and sit in joy and be okay with it and expect joy, plan for joy, put it in your schedule, demand for joy, right? Like, I'm not standing for not having joy in my day because I have to do it every single day. It opens you up to a whole new way of living and being. So that'll be everyone's homework is, we're going to be make yourself a shit that brings me joy list if you have not made one yet. And if you have made one, I want you to update it, put some new things on it. And I want to make sure the homework this week is going to be, you have 7 at the bare minimum. I need you to do 7 shit that brings me joys over the course of this week, meaning at least 1 a day. If you've been doing that, then do try to get some 2 a days in there. But the point is that we all need to be doing more. We can all tap into what brings us joy even more. And, the people around us will benefit by us being in joy more. Everything in our world, the entire world will benefit from us each individually being in our own joy. So just by you doing the shit that brings you joy, you're actually changing and bettering the world. And that's true 100%. I'm not just blowing smoke up your butt. That's true. So that's our homework. So imagine if everybody on here did that homework. Imagine if for the next 7 days, even if it's just 1 hour, 7 more hours times as many people are listening in the world of joy, radiating and manifesting, energizing. That will literally change the world. It has to. So that's our homework. And then as soon as I have a few more super chats, and then we'll talk about last week's homework as well. I need it. Thirsties. If you haven't, please like the chat. Like the video or whatever. If you don't mind, give us a like. And if you're interested in one-on-one coaching so I can help you figure out what's going on in your world and what's happening with your manifestations, one-on-one coaching is available at roxytalks.com. I've also got amazing workshops and courses that you can get started on right now if you don't want to wait to get on my calendar. I think I have like maybe 2 days left of coaching for the month of February. So if you want to talk to me this month, spaces are limited and going fast. But the courses you can get started on right away. And there's also free stuff. You can also find a manifestation buddy at roxytalks.com/forum. Okay. Hi, Dree. Thank you so much for the super chat says. Hi, Roxy. Your 360 method works. Thank you. And yes, it does, but thank you for validating. I appreciate it. My ex texted me after 1 year with no contact. We're just friends at the moment. I know she's mine, but I'm still anxious for a reason. What do I do? Okay. So here's the deal. You've been doing 360. Now you need to move your story forward. You need to do 360 on the new reality that you're living in, where now you are in contact. we're just friends at the moment. I know you're telling me, so that's great, but like, let's just let that be the last time that sentence is ever said, right? Like, you literally never have to say that again if you don't want to, and you shouldn't. Why would you want to? Because you don't want that reality. So like, why would you even say that sentence again? My advice is cut that one out forever. We're back in contact after a year. It's fucking amazing. I did this. I'm in control. This is going so well. Everything's working out. It's unfolding so perfectly. We have such a good bond. I feel so secure and safe right now. I'm so glad that she's back. Using your affirmations to describe certainty and longevity and sticking around and being there for good and being there for life and things like that, or, however long you want them to be there for. I'm sorry, I'm trying to fix my necklace, but this thing is a mirror, so I keep doing it backwards. Or it's like a mirror. The mirror image is backwards. Bruh. Drives me nuts. Okay. So, move the story forward. We have a great connection. We love being around each other. Kylie, this is bad, girl. Sorry, guys. Sorry, everybody. Okay. So, figure out, like, rewrite the story about your SP, move the story forward, move your affirmations forward. It's all unfolding. It's okay. It's happening now. You feel safe. You feel secure. You know it's going to work. It's going to last. It always does. They respect you. They reciprocate. Everything works out exactly the way you want it to. Cool. I would say that right now would be time for you to kind of like ask yourself and dig down and to figure out why you're anxious. Like, why do you feel anxious? What is this anxiety representing? Well, what does this remind me of? When have I felt like this before? Just kind of trying to self-diagnose what the anxiety is about instead of trying to run from it or get rid of it. It wants to be seen and held and loved. And like, it wants to just be okay to exist, and you need to tell it it's okay and show it that it's okay. So, and just kind of like figure out why it's there and tell it it's okay to be there. And then change your affirmations about your SP to match where you want to go. SG, I see you. BD, I see you. Give me a moment. I'm just scrolling through. Dib, give me a moment. I'm just scrolling through, making sure I got everybody. IDK, give me a second. Just scrolling through. Okay. IDK, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, do you have any advice with attracting my crush? I'm pretty sure he's slowly having feelings for me, but I want him to show more affection. Say that he is. Right now, your story is, I have a crush. They're slowly showing me affection. It's not enough. I wish it was more. I don't know how to make it more. Those are the affirmations you're using to build your reality. So pick new ones. Of course they're falling for you. They always have. They've had a crush on you this whole time. You're going to find out that it's been them pursuing you this whole time. You didn't even realize how much they liked you. And he showers you with affection. Worships the ground you walk on. Gives you everything you need. Speaks to you exactly the way you want him to. Treats you exactly the way you want him to. Figure out what that is and then just affirm it. And be careful. It's like, it's important that you affirm it, but it's even more important that you don't affirm the opposite. It's even more important that you don't say this stuff that you just typed here, like, ever again in reality, right? Because it's going to manifest. So if that's what it is, cool. don't ever say that. Like, say the opposite, because it's just going to do what you say it's doing. So you might as well choose what you say it's doing, even if it looks to be doing something different. Excuse me. Okay. So yeah, you got this. And let us know next week how great it progresses. Dib Link, thank you so much for the super chat, says, hi, Roxy. Can you manifest a relationship even though you've never been in one? Also, I'm an introvert. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I always tell people, like, I haven't spent $1 billion yet, but when I do, I will figure it the fuck out and it'll be great and I'll do it just fucking fine. So, like, just because you've never been in one does not mean that you can't, or that it's going to be hard, or that it doesn't work for you, or that anything. It just means that when it happens, it's going to be really great and you're going to be really grateful for it. And you're going to be ready. And so those are the affirmations that you want to use, is I'm ready. And actually, okay, somebody earlier asked me what affirmation, I'm putting out some new affirmations. Somebody asked me earlier what they are. It is, they are kind of love related, but there is going to be a track in there that is about like starting a new relationship and being ready to start something new. So when that new affirmations album drops, I would just suggest, and I'll put it up on YouTube eventually, but just be on the lookout. I'm going to be putting out affirmations for like a new relationship, or, you know what I mean? Kind of starting that fresh, ready for love kind of place. But anyways, in the meantime, you are ready for love. You are ready. You are exactly who you need to be. You attract the right people. And so it's like, if you're an introvert, that's fine. That's totally fine, because not everybody wants to be with an extrovert. That's totally, totally, totally fine. And so don't make it an issue. Don't think that because you are an introvert that you're not going to be able to meet the right person. When you're expertly manifesting, or when you're manifesting, period, the people are going to come to you in any way, or you're going to find yourself where they are just without trying. So don't put these caveats in there about, oh, I'm an introvert, as a bad thing. If you're saying, I'm an introvert, so whoever's going to be in my life is either going to be, an extrovert to balance me, or another introvert who understands it. I'm just making things up, right? But like, I'm an introvert, and that's totally fine, and that's great. And the person that I attract and start this relationship with that's coming soon is going to be the perfect person for me. And you just kind of like make that your language, and not, I want a relationship I've never been in. I don't know. So I'm like, I don't know how to, like, all that stuff is just keeping you, like, that's the barrier between you and relationships, is all that language about who cares, all that crap, So get really clear and crystal about what it is that you are wanting from people, and then just say those things. Like, if you're noticing that you don't have it, you're saying, oh, I'm so glad it's on my way, or on the way. Like, you're never telling the story that you don't have it. Or if you are, like, you can be like, yeah, don't worry about it. It's on the way right now. Like, it's more about like being okay now, and not saying the things that are in the way, like not saying the things that manifest the problem, which is kind of what I was saying earlier. It's like, you don't have to like affirm, but you just have to make sure that you're not affirming this stuff, because these are affirmations. I'm in a relationship, but I've never been in one. I'm an introvert. I don't know how I'm going to, those are affirmations, even though you don't think they are. So it's just really important that you're always aware of what you're saying about everything all the time, really. Like, why wouldn't you want to be? That's I don't know. Personally, I think, like, I don't know why you wouldn't want to be. Okay. And Dib, we're really excited for you and the unfolding of your new relationship. And you're on a chat with a bunch of people who are also ready for a relationship, and probably a lot of people are introverts too. So it's all great. Like, I'm an extroverted introvert. So, and my husband's he's pretty introverted, I would say. Not like with me, I guess, necessarily, but like around other people. He's not necessarily introvert. He's just choosy of who he talks to. But I guess that is introverted, right? Okay, anyways, so BD, thank you so much for the super chat, says, hey girl, what is your opinion on soulmates, twin flames, and whatever is meant to be? Okay. Maybe I'm a hypocrite here. but I guess I'm going to say right now, I'm just going to say it. I do not consider soulmates and twin flames to be the same thing at all. And I don't know about meant to be. Okay, actually, no. Let's separate these things out. Soulmates, yes, I do believe. Twin flames, I believe, again, like soulmates, I do believe, and same thing with meant to be. I do believe that souls come here with the plan of being together or whatever. But I personally and professionally disagree with using the term twin flame because of all of the bullshit that comes along with it. And you can still manifest and get the relationship that you want with anybody without calling it a twin flame and going down the rabbit hole that I don't know why that makes people go like crazy. The twin flame thing makes people obsessive. It gives them validation for like toxicity in relationships. It's just like, I just don't think that it's healthy to call the person that you love a twin flame, because we all know what that means when you say twin flame. And maybe it's just this is my own bias. Again, I am a person, so I will have my own lens with which I look through, especially when I'm answering questions. But I just don't think that it's smart to put a label. And maybe it's because I think it's a negative label. Maybe you think it's a great label. But I just have the experiences I have anytime anyone says twin flame, the relationship speaks for itself. And that's why they use the term twin flame, so that ahead of time, I mean some crazy fucking intense up and down, off and on, break up a fucking home life, can't live without you, can't live with you, insane connection. I get that. But it's like you're climbing, you're doing, what is it? What? Climbing an uphill battle? Why does that sound weird today? You're doing an uphill battle? That sounds even weirder. You're doing an uphill. You're climbing an uphill battle when you start off by saying it's a twin flame. Like, it's just, to me, it's like, why even bother? Why go there? I would say get rid of that fucking label and don't ever use it again, in my personal opinion, but use it with what you will. It's your life. As far as soulmates and souls, like things being meant to be, I do believe that we have, I don't know if they're soul contracts or soul connections or whatever it is, but I do believe that we come here with intentions of who we're going to be, what life is going to be like, or what kind of mission we're going to carry out, or what we intend, what we would like to carry out, and who might help us along that journey. And I'll tell you a couple of reasons why. First, I like it just like I've had a lot of people in my life where I've known I'm supposed to know them, and like a lot of the texts and the teachings talk about, choosing. And I do believe we choose our body, and we choose our families, and when we're born, and what our situations are going to be, because the journey that we have to go on to get where we want to go from where we start is part of our soul's reason for being on earth. So I do believe it is a choice. And the other thing is so the other day I had a meditation, and I saw my husband and I saw us as two lights. Like, it was like two lights coming together and like just dropping down to earth together, dropping, and then like separating over. He was born in Colorado, I was born in California, and separating out, and then going and being born. And like, we're even 3 weeks apart. Like, we literally, like, it was like we came to earth together. I got that understanding. And then it even said, and his soul was too powerful for the body, so he split into two. So my husband is an identical twin. So my meditation showed me as my husband and I as two lights coming down to earth together simultaneously, breaking apart to go be born in our separate places so that we could learn the lessons that we needed to learn. Literally, we came at the same time, and we were brought together. His soul had to become a twin in order to, for the body to handle it. And then we came back together, and like our journeys, we do very much feel like our journeys are aligned. We've always felt like we're on the same path. Like we've worked together for years. Like, as a couple, we were, photographers and videographers. Like, he's helped me, and I was modeling. We just have worked together for so long, and we work really well together. We have like similar visions and aesthetics, but we have the like opposite, right, perfect skills to execute anything that we want to get done. So anyways, my husband and I came here together, So, that's just something I heard in a meditation like 2-3 days ago. But even before that, I would have said, yes, I do believe that we choose to come with people. But so it's like, if you're choosing to come with this person that you're labeling as a twin flame, the best thing you can do is probably not label them as a twin flame. Unless you're saying that a twin flame is like, a really peaceful, positive, steady, stable experience, healthy, No tally. Okay. Normally I try not to talk too much shit about like other people's perspectives and teachings, but I do have to say I like what you said. No tally says, twin flame is a term created to make dysfunctional relationships appear to have a spiritual significance. I'm just going to take a little sip of my little. So there you go. That's why I don't like the term. I just don't, it's just not productive. I don't think it helps. You can still manifest them without calling them that, right? Okay. Thank you so much. And SG, thank you for the super chat, says, my kid got crazy. SP wanted a break. I affirmed him being supportive. He was great yesterday, but then asked me to leave to see his brother. I flipped out. Hasn't texted me all day. Rightfully, next steps. I see you're probably trying to jam a whole bunch of stuff into a small space. Okay. My kid got crazy. As they do. So I don't fucking have them. No offense. Okay. SP wanted a break. I affirmed him being supportive. He was great yesterday, but then asked me to leave to see his brother. Just keep affirming. You didn't do, I mean, like you were triggered and that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, it just has to be okay that you were triggered and move forward. Like, I really don't, yeah, nothing else they don't want me to say anything else to you. They want me to tell you, you did nothing wrong. If you reacted, learn from it, but don't say that you're fucked. You already know your next steps. Your next steps are to continue persisting in your story. They wanted a break, but you affirmed them being supportive, and he was great. And then he asked you to leave to see his brother. He wanted to go see his brother. Not the end of the world. He didn't ask to leave to go see a hooker or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that would be bad. We love everybody. Not that it's bad. I shouldn't have said it like that. I was just trying to make my point of like, because I'm just going to be clear, I love my sex workers. I support you 100%. I did not want to come off. That sounded really fucking shitty and judgmental, and I apologize. I didn't mean it like that. My point was that, he asked to see his brother. Best case scenario. Like treat it, just look at it better is my point. So he hasn't texted you all day. Doesn't mean that anything's over. It doesn't mean things have ended. It doesn't mean anything except keep going, keep persisting. It's okay. Period. That's it. It's all working out. You are smoothing out the wrinkles. They are committed. You're committed. It's happening. It's okay. They're on board. Like you said, they're supportive. You're supportive. It's happening. Your kid is supportive. Like, maybe take a breather. He hasn't texted you all day. You know what? You need a day. And it's okay if he hasn't texted you all day. That's nice of him to give you the space that you need right now to just focus on yourself, to cleanse your energy and your spirit, to just have a self-care day or just a self-love day or whatever it is that's going to work for you, and just be there for yourself right now, because you went through something triggery and it's okay. You're working on maintaining a lot right now, and that's okay. End of transmission. It just stops. Okay. And thank you, SG. And congratulations. You're doing really well. Keep going. Jennifer, thank you so much for the super chat. Did I skip? No, I skipped Casey. Okay, let me get to Casey. Is that everybody? Yeah. Okay. I think I got Casey next. Okay. Casey. Casey says, hi, Roxy. Hello. I want to manifest mental health changes for myself, but I find it difficult to believe in myself when it comes to changing my mental health. Okay. So First question that wants me to be asked, can you type in the chat, why do you find it difficult? What about it do you think is difficult? We need to see exactly what it is that you're saying. What's difficult about it? And the other thing I want to say is that wherever your mental health is at is okay. We are all dealing with our own versions of that. I don't, maybe not everybody has some sort of mental health thing going on, but I think most people do. So whatever you're going through is okay. And the fact that you want to use your mind to make your mind a better and healthier environment is a great thing. And so when you're talking about, okay, Casey, I'm going to read your believing in it. Believing anything is about repetition. The only reason that you believe what you believe now is because you've heard it enough times, whether that was in your head or from other people, that you just don't question it anymore. But it's this, you can do that with anything. And as soon as you like literally brainwash yourself enough into the new thought, you're in that reality. Like you're getting there, right? You're almost there. So, Casey also says, I find it difficult because mental health issues are clinical and is something you're born with and instilled with. So it's hard to get rid of, like a physical illness. Okay. So I have a few things to say. First off, you need to check out Dr. Joe Dispenza. Dr. Joe Dispenza is an MD. He was a medical doctor with a medical practice. He had his own doctor's office, his own practice. He got into an accident, was paralyzed. His own colleagues told him he would never walk again. He said, fuck you, I'm going to walk again. Healed his whole body, walked his ass out of the hospital, and then closed the doors of his practice because he was like, what the fuck was that? What did I just do? How did I just do that? And so he then dedicated his life to figuring out how and why the mind is able to not only create illness, but also obviously cure it, and to help people across the world do so with their own bodies. He has, and not only that, but he hosts seminars all over the world. Not only do they heal people of blindness, cancer, all kinds of shit, they do it while people are hooked up to brain scans. So they have actual physical scientific evidence. So anybody that's dealing with something, anyone that's dealing with something medical and feeling like the brain's not powerful to do anything about it, you need Joe Dispenza, because this is an MD. This is a man who was a doctor. Then he healed and treated his own body, and now he's helped thousands of people all over the world do the same. So if you can't trust those three things, then I don't know what to tell you. But or at least give some credit, just like some credence to what he's saying. So beyond that, if you want, I have an episode from like May or June of 2021 where I literally talk about healing physical illness, because you 100% can heal physical illness with your mind. I have a 4-step process that I have used to heal things. And actually I healed my Bell's palsy last year, my Bell's perfection, that happened last year. And you guys saw it in real time. You saw me get it. You saw me when I healed it, and I talked about it in the middle. And the episode where I talk about when I was halfway healed, I talk about what I was doing to heal it. That episode is on my podcast. And I might be putting it on YouTube as well, but it's definitely on the podcast. Look at the podcast episodes from May-ish, June-ish of 2020. So it is possible. Listen to Joe Dispenza tell you, listen to me tell you, try it for yourself. It is 100% possible to heal yourself. Now, as far as you said, I find it difficult because mental health issues are clinical. So what? Doesn't matter. Who cares? Everything in this world is a manifestation. The things that your clinic tells you about your body are manifestations. Okay? So if you came here and or were instilled with the idea that you had a quote unquote mental illness, fine. you can stop defining yourself as somebody with that whether or not you think that'll change anything is irrelevant. Just stop putting the label on yourself. Like we were just talking about with twin flame. Like why start at the bottom? Why start in a hole? Why start in a deficit? So like cut your like the identification of having or being somebody with this thing. That's the first step of healing. And you'll find out when you listen to that episode. It's the number one first thing. Disassociate with the name of it. That's why I called it, when I said Belle's perfection, because I rewrote in my mind. I was like, how am I going to call this when I hear this name all the time? And like the meditation that I was doing, which helped me a lot, she said it, Belle's, I don't even want to say it again, perfection, the P word, in that meditation several times. So it was like when you're confronted with this illness or whatever it is, you have to switch the name in your mind and not associate it with yourself. So I called it Belle's perfection because I was like, okay, Belle's a Disney princess. Her face is perfectly beautiful and symmetrical. My face is perfectly beautiful and symmetrical. So what do I have? I have Belle's perfection, her perfect face. And so that's what I called it whenever I would hear it and or have to like say it out loud. So you stop calling it by name and stop saying that you have that thing and associating yourself with somebody who has it. That's the first thing you're going to do. And then you're going to obviously heal it and treat it in the physical world still, because maybe your body does have it right now. I still took the medication that I needed to take that the hospital prescribed me. They also prescribed me meditation, so I did that as well. And then I used my own healing process to heal it. But we're talking about mental health here, right? So like first things first, we're not going to describe ourselves as somebody with mental health or issues or whatever, that specific issue anymore. So just by taking the label off, you're going to stop attracting as much of the whatever. It doesn't really matter, because you're not going to be saying so much into the universe that you have this thing or you are this thing or that it's in your life, right? So just by diminishing the name of it is going to lower what you experience in your life just by that alone, okay? Then you're going to use 360 method, which is my signature method. You know it. It's awareness and discipline to replace your thoughts in real time as you have them, as they're describing you to have a mental illness, and instead saying, I'm completely on board with my thoughts, or I am always in control, or my thoughts are pleasant. It's a pleasant environment in my mind, or something better. You're going to work on paying attention to the things you say and saying something different, even if it's hard. And we're going to watch out to be saying that, because that saying it's hard is its own manifestation and will keep it hard. So it's easy. I want to catch myself saying things are hard for me. I'm going to catch myself saying that it's not working, or that, or even going down the road of what I would normally do with my mind. And those things are also going to help lessen the effects of the quote unquote mental illness that you said. So just by disassociating with it, and then by watching your thoughts, you are going to lower the amount of it you experience just by way of numbers, right? Like there are ways to push through this. Are you 100% cured? I don't know. You tell me. Like I can't make that call. I'm not a doctor. That's why I would defer to Dr. Joe. But the story that you're stuck in and you can't change anything is not going to help you at all. I can tell you that right 100%. And it's actually not true. We make new cells all the fucking time. You're creating a new body all the time. So, it's like you're creating you're creating new cells, and then you're telling your cells that they have mental illness, so that now you have mentally ill cells. Does that make sense? Where like you could just create new cells and not feed them any words or notions about mental illness. Still take your pill or go to your therapy or whatever it is, but you're changing the story. You're changing the way you react to what's going on in your body, and you're watching what you say. That's that's how I deal with my shit too. So, Natalie says, I prefer the term psychological conflict instead of mental illness. Yeah. And it's, whatever it is that it's up to you, man. It's like, it's different strokes, but what you say is manifesting. Whether or not you have a mental illness or not, what you say is manifesting, and you can't get away from that. But can you pay enough attention to yourself to not let yourself go down those roads the same way that you usually do? And I know that you can't, because like, like my OCD clients that I have, or my clients that have, even me, like, why am I saying it like this? My clients that have dealt with OCD, I tell them all the time, they have a superpower when it comes to manifesting, because they've been managing their thoughts their whole life. Pretty much. They've been paying attention to what they're doing with their thoughts, and like, trying to keep them in alignment, their whole life. So there are benefits to these things as well. Like, it's not necessarily a bad thing. You just need to look at it from a better perspective. Marta says, I have a mental illness, depression, and I like to call it by its name. Marta, I'm going to send you some love right here. Okay. Please do not take this offensively. Marta says, I have a mental illness, depression, and I like to call it by its name. I don't think it's a coincidence, Marta, that you were the very first person that came here with a super chat that said, I'm having a down day, I need help, right? Like, I don't think those are coincidences. So, Marta, I challenge you, and I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong, because maybe you have your own reason. Maybe like ignoring a problem is part of your story, and I don't want to trigger that, but I also want to challenge you into like, can you just treat your depression without calling it by its name and putting the name tag of depression on your, right here on your sticker, like on your chest? Like, can you not just still care for yourself in the same way, self-care the same way, take your time the same way, if you medication the same way, if your therapy, all that, without having to say, I am Marta and I have depression? Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, do you have to say that? I don't know. Do you? I'm actually genuinely asking you. I want to know, because in my opinion, it seems counterproductive, but maybe there's a reason for it for you. And I don't want to tell you that what you're doing is wrong based on my own personal perspective, but seeing it from the outside, it's like, I don't know why you would want to affirm that when you could say, I am Marta and I take care of myself really well, and I pay attention to the patterns going on within my mind, and I do whatever it takes to stay healthy. You know what I mean? Like, that's my opinion, but just let me know. No Tally's coming in here with a fucking banger after banger. Says, depression is when sadness feels comfortable. I do like that. And not to diminish depression, because I definitely have dealt with it myself. I understand. But it's going to sound, I don't want to sound cold and callous, but I'm just going to say wallowing doesn't help it, right? Like, it just exacerbates it. I'm not saying don't take care of yourself. I'm not saying don't take time off. I'm not saying don't slow down. I'm not saying, don't do whatever it is that you need to do to stay healthy. But also just maybe just, again, looking at things in a different perspective. Millie says, I am Marta, hear me roar. Yes. Millie also says, I had depression since I was 13, but that shit's gone now. I don't care. I love it. And should it come back or whatever, I'm sure you would deal with it appropriately and it would be okay. And that's like, it's okay to have depression. I don't want to say it's not okay, but I also want to say, like, do we have to carry that around? Do you have to carry that sentence? I talked about it before, but I always think of Jafar in Aladdin when he decides he wants to be the all-powerful genie, and Aladdin's like, cool, bitch, and everything that goes with it, and he gave him the little shackles, and he got chained to the lamp. That's like I see that image every time something like this comes up, and it's like, I mean, you could say you have depression, but then you're gonna be a depressed person no matter what. Okay, Eczema says, what pushed you to meditate and do scripting? I find it hard because I think it's boring. Any tips? Okay. I feel you. I understand. And I do want to offer you, before I get into it, I do want to offer you another perspective about meditation. Meditation is fucking insane. And I was even telling my husband this yesterday. It's like, I have crazy meditations where they'll show me the fabric of reality. I'll go talk to God. I'll see where fucking earth comes from and like the 9 dimensions. And like I said, I just saw my husband and I coming as, two lights coming together to earth. Like, and even like stuff about my career and day-to-day things. But like, I get so much crazy information and peace and clarity and love and understanding, and just like the benefits of meditation are so massive and they compound on themselves, and it's hard to explain in words, and it's something that you can't really understand until you've been meditating like after, let's say, like after a week straight of meditating, you really fucking start to get it and you realize why it's so important and why it's so crucial. But the reason I started is because I needed to do something different. Like I had to change my life. Like I got to a point where I was like, I need something, like something has to change. And so I just started searching, and I started on YouTube. I was just looking up like how to, like trying to figure out how to be positive, really, like, and it just kind of went from there. But once I started meditating and scripting like every day, my life, yeah, I mean, like I don't know if Malachi's still here, but like Malachi was there. Like my life changed so fast, and it's so like it vastly and incredibly. It was just like, okay, I will never not meditate or script again. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was just such a massive difference. That I just can't speak to it enough. It's just so incredibly powerful. So my advice to you would be, start with a shorter meditation, maybe start with a guided meditation, maybe a 15-minute. I just recorded a bunch of meditations. 3 of them are going into the guides, or not the guides, the vibes. I'm putting 3 more meditations into the vibes by Roxy packages. I just felt like something, I wanted to put a shorter daily meditation in there. So if you got vibes, I'm going to be sending you a brand new 15-minute daily meditation, so that you have something a little more accessible in case you don't have time for a half hour every day, even though, you're worth it to make that time for yourself. But so those 3 are going to be going into vibes, but then I did 4 other meditations that will be going on YouTube soon. And there's a daily meditation to help connect with your Holy Trinity, your I am self, your inner child, and your higher self. Then there's a cord cutting, chakra aligning meditation. And then there's a manifesting success meditation, and then a manifesting money meditation. Those are the ones I've done so far that are coming soon. So stay tuned, try something new, try a shorter meditation, try a guided meditation. Check out, Rising Higher Meditation. She's like my favorite meditation person on YouTube. I listen to hers all the time. Brandon says, I started meditating last year. I started meditating in, Brendan. I'm sorry. I started meditating in 2019. So it's been about a little over 3 years. Or, excuse me, almost nearing 3 years. Marta, you said, I've been asked quite a few times to be a testimonial for mental health in my country, and I've always said no. I want to help people, but I don't want to be identified with the tag. Okay, totally. I agree with you. So like maybe shed that tag. Maybe do like a meditation or an energy cleansing session where you like erase that tag or send it away, or like write it a letter and say thank you, but you can go run in a field somewhere. Letting it go, or like even just like imagine like shedding like a big heavy coat that was like the depression coat and taking it off, just so that like you can still be the amazing Marta that you are, and treat yourself the way that you need to be treated to best manage the life that you live without a label that doesn't serve you. Where's my fucking crystal? I feel that there. Wait. Okay, there's only so many places it can go. Okay, is Jinx next? I think Jinx is next. And it is last call for super chats. So if you want to get a super chat in, it's last call. BD, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, hope you don't mind me asking again. Of course not. At the start, I saw psychics and they said SP isn't meant for me. Is it wrong to still manifest them? It's definitely not wrong to manifest anything, unless you think it's wrong. You know, like there's no wrong. So if you think something's wrong, then you're putting energy onto something that's like, you're putting forbidden energy on it. Like, does that make sense? Like, because there is no right and wrong, because there just is. If you call something wrong, you're immediately, you know, like relegating it to the no pile. Does that make sense? So there's no wrong. If your psychic said that they weren't meant for you, what that tells me is that when you went to go see that psychic, you were not completely sold on the fact that this person was for you. A psychic is going to read your current energy and tell you about the trajectory you're on if you stay the same, if you don't make changes, right? Like that's what they're telling you about is what you got going on right now and where it's going to lead if you don't make some changes with the shit that they're telling you. So what I would take from this is no, it's not wrong. Don't say that things are wrong. You're not going to be wrong just for going after what you want. It's not wrong to get what you want. And then that even raises something up for me too. It's like, where have you been made wrong for, like, where have your desires or what you want been the wrong thing, or it's not okay to want what you want? Because that's kind of what I'm hearing. Maybe I'm just saying it out loud. Maybe I'm giving it to myself. I don't know. So that's one thing. The other thing is that, listen, if I at that moment wasn't 100% sure, cool. Now I know that like I need to be on the lookout for language that talks about uncertainty, worries, fears, doubts, insecurities, anything that says that it might not happen needs to be readdressed, readjusted, and said in a different way, reaffirmed, reassessed, like I said, reassessed and reaffirmed, so that it describes a reality where they are meant for you and where you are describing them as meant for you, and that the relationship is happening and inevitable and all those things like that, right? So basically it's just kind of like your own language and your own feelings of certainty or worry or doubt and stuff. But like whatever a psychic has told you is fine. That's where you were in that moment, which is fine. You're not there anymore. So you can always pick a new future. The past, anything that happened to you in the past is irrelevant if you realize that it's irrelevant. Jennifer, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, can you offer some affirmations when you apologize and haven't heard from them yet? I wonder if I need to shift my affirmations, and I'm saying it's coming. He is writing the message now. Okay. Oh, Melissa. Hello, Melissa. First time. Or I don't know if it's your first time, but you made the live. Okay. So can you offer some affirmations when you apologize and haven't heard from them yet? I wonder if I need to shift my affirmations. I'm saying it's coming. Okay. My advice, this is what my advice is telling me, is it okay if you don't, what if they don't say anything back to you? Can you tell me where you're at with it now? Like, what happens if they don't write you back? What does that mean? Type in the chat, please, Jennifer, if you can. What would happen if they do not respond to your apology? What does that mean about you? What does that mean about your life? What is the problem? And in the meantime, BD says, I got into my head that he wasn't meant for me, even though nowadays I get the feeling that he is. He is what you say he is. So if you feel if he's meant for you, then he is. If he's not, then he's not. Yeah, it is last call for super chats. And I'm waiting on Jennifer if you're still here in the chat. I would like to find out specifically what is the what is the bad thing if you don't get someone to write you back after an apology? What's the problem? Because where I'm going with this is that, you've apologized, you've done your part. An apology is not predicated on, am I using that word right? You being absolved from what you did, right? Like, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just like, you could have accidentally kicked a rock on his property. It doesn't, like, whatever, it doesn't matter. Issuing an apology does not absolve you from the I don't want to say, not the word guilt, but just the outcomes of what you've done. And apologizing, the point of apologizing is not to get something out of this. Like, the only point of apologizing should be to let the person know that you are sorry for what you did. The point of apologizing is not so that I apologize, now you do the thing where you tell me it's okay. That's not a part of it. The apology is on your end, and the feeling okay about it is also on your end. They have nothing to do with that equation. And so if you're waiting on them to tell you it's okay, keep waiting, because it's probably not going to happen. And that's why you're not getting it, is like why I wanted to ask you. So it's like, what instinctively, without hearing the rest of your answer, is like, you need to be okay without them acknowledging your apology. They got it. They accept it. They appreciate it. Good for you. Move on. And I'm not saying that you can't work on manifesting them responding. It just sounds like, it does not sound like that's the thing that you should be doing. It doesn't seem right. Like, or what am I saying? Not that it's not right. It just sounds like you're missing something, right? You're missing the point. That's why it's not coming through. One thing has become very clear to me with manifesting and coaching everybody and doing Mindset Monday is that if you're not learning the lesson that is required to get you from A to B, you're not getting B. You're not getting the manifestation unless you learn the lesson. Or how about this? If you want to get from A to C, you are not getting there without conquering B. C is not going to come up until B has been properly done and dealt with, whatever that B is. And so last week I talked about, like, or maybe it was last week or the week before, I can't remember, about, like, your manifestations. If you haven't learned the lesson that the universe requires you to learn for that manifestation to come through, you're just going to be sitting there not getting your shit for you're going to be treading water, wondering why you're not moving forward. And it's because you haven't learned the lesson yet that the universe is trying to give you so that you can be the person that has your manifestation. So, Jennifer, maybe you left. I'm sorry, I didn't get to your question soon enough. When you listen back, my advice to you would be to not need a response. And sorry. Sometimes the message just doesn't fully come through yet. Give yourself the response you need energetically, meaning visualize or meditate on or script that you got the response, and then stop trying to get the response because you got it. Like, I need you to get it energetically and then, again, move on. You need to move on. You need to move forward. You need to decide that it's okay. I've apologized. I've done my part. I did what I did. The only thing I can do now is make sure that I don't fucking do that shit again. And forgive myself and move forward. You haven't forgiven yourself, and that's why that's what's going on, I think. I guess, because I don't know. That's what my instincts are telling me. So, cool. Forgive yourself. We all forgive you. They've forgiven you. Move forward. It's okay. You're a great person. You deserve good things, and good things are coming your way, no matter what. Jinx, thank you so much, Jinx. I appreciate you, and I'm glad you're back and doing well. I saw that you're talking about going to Hawaii. Jinx says, going into a meditation, my SP showed up in this space and grabbed me and tried to get me to go with him. I said, no, I'm busy. And then meditation ended. What? I'm just going to say the obvious here. Your intuition is telling you to stop focusing on your SP and focus on yourself. Like that seems very clear with what you said. I don't know how that resonates with you. Tell me how that makes you feel, but that's like what instinctually, like, it just seems very clear that your subconscious is like, you need to focus on you. They are distracting you from the path you need to be on. Brendan says, okay, so you were talking about meditation. Says, OMG, maybe I have never been dedicated enough, or I've always had the story of this, but I've never had a crazy meditation like that. They always just feel like my regular imagination or I fall asleep. Okay, so meditation happens in between those places. It happens in between your regular imagination and sleep. And so it's like there's this art. Me and my husband we call it like dropping in sometimes, because it does feel like all of a sudden you're just like, oh, I'm in this space where it's almost like you're weightless. You are kind of half asleep, but like you're aware enough to stay awake, and you're having a conversation, or you're seeing images, or you're getting information, and it's just very obvious that it's not two sides. Like, how do I say this? You're not both sides. There's one side of you talking, asking questions, seeing, understanding, feeling, getting information. And there's this other entity or something that you are conversing with that is showing you things, that is saying things in your mind. And so part of the practice of meditating is meditating enough to differentiate between which one's you and which one's them. And I talked about that. Brendan, look onto my podcast. I did an episode about, I think it was about like connecting with your higher self, but it was about differentiating between your own voice and your own imagination, and then the other stuff that's coming through. Because like after a while, the stuff that comes through, it's like, there's no way that could have came from me. Like I just could, like, I know I'm 38. I know my own imagination. I know I know what I've experienced. I know the kind of shit that I come up with, and so I can also tell when it doesn't come from me. And like for example, the meditation with my husband and us being like the two stars, like me and my husband have been together for 14 years, and I have never once thought like, okay, our souls came here at the same time together to be together because we have a mission. And then like in the process of us coming to earth, his soul had to break into two because it was too powerful to sustain the one body. I would have never thought that. So I know that did not come from me. It just fucking didn't. I know it didn't. And there's a lot of things like, like when last week I talked about being like pulled out of earth and seeing all these different little smudges of rainbows, little spectrums that were like, these were different universes. Like what we think of the entire universe is just this tiny little like smudge of spectrum in comparison to all this other stuff. And like, I don't know how I would have ever made that up. You know what I mean? It's like, that's so far beyond my imagination level. I don't know. So anyway, I love going to meditation because shit's fucking crazy. And I get so much information and so many, like I hear shit for you guys. I hear stuff for like today I heard stuff for Dina, and like, sometimes I'll hear stuff for Leanne or other people, or Malachi hears stuff for me. And like, I don't know. It's just, it's really, really powerful and incredible. And, I can't speak enough to it. So a couple other things about meditation on my website, roxytalks.com, on the free resources tab, I have a free, meditation guide, and it's just like a 2-page PDF where I just explain how I meditate to like a blank track or an empty track or just meditation music. And then also, check out the guided meditations from Rising Higher Meditation. And then also stay tuned because I have 4 guided meditations coming to YouTube this month. I just felt the energy just like leave my body. What time is it? 1:59. Of course. My body was like, it is 2 hours, bitch. Okay. All right. Is there any more super chats? All right. This is my last super chat. Thank you so much. Wild Rose, thank you so much. Says, hi, B-Day Twin. Oh, are you November 8th? B-Day Twin. Love you. Love you. Self-concept so much better than last year. Now I feel I want better than my SP. Go back and forth between him or dating for a new one. Miss him at times, but I want a better version. What to do? Okay. So I have a couple videos about, what are the ones I want to tell you? Losing interest in your specific person and manifesting. You guys can help me. Is it manifesting 2 SPs? I think there's one about manifesting 2 SPs. That's the one I'm thinking of as well. Oh, yeah, you're an 8. Okay. So just so you know, because you're an 8, you are going to be naturally inclined to do the same things over and over. So the fact that you're going back and forth with this SP and you're going back and forth in your mind about it is definitely 8 energy. So that's okay. So understand, like, oh, woo, I'm spiraling. I'm going back and forth. I just need to just chill. And I know the answer is going to come to me. Get yourself out of the energy of like doing all of this, because that's the problem. It's that you're 8's the infinity sign. It's doing the same shit over and over, like almost hoping for a better outcome, almost like that, what they say, like the definition of insanity. But it's kind of like that. Like eights are achievers and dreamers and builders and doers and success people. But we also get caught in our own patterns. And so the thing that we do is you're trying to outdo what you did before and do it better. Somehow it's like what we're subconsciously trying to recreate something so we can do it better this time. My advice to you, what else did you say? You said, I persist in the new, just don't know if dating new is me, just feeling a bit restless. His self-concept isn't great either. Wish I could introduce him to manifesting in you. Okay, so you also need to rewrite your specific person. You need that one too. Rewrite your specific person, because you can describe him as having a great self-concept and being an expert manifestor, and you guys get to manifest together. Like, manifest him watching the videos too and getting it and resonating with it. But that starts with, talking about him that way. But I will say with you, I think you need to go into meditation or like really do some soul searching about what it is that you really want. Like, do you want him, or do you want a healthy, thriving, happy, whole relationship? And not that it's either or, because you can definitely have him and that, but you need to realize what it is that you want, and then realize what you're saying that is preventing you from having that. And I can tell you already that part of it is going to be that, whatever he says about himself, however you react to how he treats himself, or all that stuff that you think of his self-concept, that's part of it. Obviously the 8 energy of wanting to do it better and do it right and conquer it is going to be there. And you're a Scorpio too, right? So just pay attention to, are you trying to conquer and be right and get this to go the way you want it to go so that you are victorious in this situation? Or do you really want a life and a future with this person, not necessarily this version of him, but this person, again, or do you just want the best, happiest, healthiest whole relationship that you can get? And this matters because it determines what kind of affirmations you're going to use going forward. So if you don't mind typing in the chat, just whatever, a response to whatever I just said. You said, okay, healthy relationship. We just lost a baby, and that is what turned us upside down and split. I meditate on high energy for us. Just need him to do the work. Okay, I'm so sorry. I apologize for what you're going through. So grief is really hard, on anybody, and everybody processes it differently. So maybe you can start affirming that he's processing it in a way that works with the way you're processing it. I'm so glad that we're grieving together. I'm so glad that we're on the same page. I'm so glad that he gets me. I'm so glad I get him. I'm so glad that he knows exactly how I'm feeling. I know exactly how he's feeling. We are helping each other through this. We know exactly what to say to support each other. Like those kind of affirmations. Yeah, Kimberly's like, what were you saying about his self-concept? Inquiring minds need to know. So open yourself up to like, so you're going to change your affirmations about him. Say that he, again, like what we just talked about, you're going to change the way you talk about him. And then you're going to change the way that you talk about you guys together. He is supportive. He is on board. It is working out. You do have a great bond. You recently had a grief convo and he finally talked to you about it. Okay. So it is true. He is opening up and he is sharing it with you. So keep going down that road. Do a meditation, not on a meditation on trying to raise you guys, but a meditation on whether or not this is really the person that you want to be with. Like, I think you still really need to get clear on that. And like, this might sound fucked up, and please don't take this the wrong way, because obviously everything is unfolding on our path to lead us where we want to go. But I'm going to apologize in advance. I really hope you don't take this the wrong way. Really looking, yeah, okay, sorry. The intuition's telling me I have to say this. Really looking at whether or not, are you staying together because you almost had a baby together? Or is the fact that that baby is not here connecting you two for life a good thing? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying not to sound callous with the situation, but I also, it's my job, I'm going to say, to just point out that if you do go into meditation, you realize that this person is actually not who you want to be with, the baby not being here may be a part of that. And I'm going to use the word blessing, and I really hope you get where I'm at. Not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying look at every angle of it, because, or if you go into it and you realize like, this happened to us so that we could be tested beyond all tests, and we've made it through. And now I'm going to change the way that I'm looking at him and myself and the relationship so that we can continue to make it through. Right? So like, I just want you need clarity on what it is exactly that you want, because your 8 energy is going to keep you going back and forth until you really make a real decision. But once you do make that decision, nothing can stop you, because you're an 8 and you're a fucking Scorpio. So out of my way, bitches. Okay, you said I 100% agree that could possibly be the reason. I'm trying to figure out if the loss is why I'm trying to mend it. Yeah, you need to meditate on it. You have to. You need to go into a meditation, put on a nice meditation track, like Blink music. I think I'm going to be putting some of those up. You guys want that, right? Like, I want to make sure you guys want Blink meditation music from me before I put it up. Otherwise, there's no point in me doing it. But go find a Blink meditation of music that you like that can kind of soothe you. Maybe like a healing meditation, like healing frequencies. And then I like to count back from 88. It's such an 8 thing, isn't it? I didn't even realize that. I count backwards from 88, and I kind of just visualize myself on stairs, and like each step, 88, 87, 86, 85. And I just go downstairs and I visualize like seeing my own feet and just like dropping down and getting in there and just kind of allowing the information to come through. But just be like, is this the right person for me? Like, is this where I'm supposed to be? Like, what happened last year, was that meant to keep us together, or was that to show me that this is not the right path? And either one's fine. Or even if there's another option, I'm open to it. I'm okay with it. That spirit of that child is still with you and can come at any time when you are ready. Right. So, yeah. Please go meditate, and you need to come back next week and let us know, because we need to know. We all want to know, like, what's the deal? I gotta know. I need, like, it's like a cliffhanger for me. Like, I gotta know what's going on. After you do your meditation, come back next week, please, and let us know. You said, thank you, meditate daily, but we'll see if I can do a silent one and ask. Been waking up between 3 and 5 a lot lately, so time to ask. Yeah. You're waking up between 3 and 5. Your intuition needs to talk to you, and you're not listening. And I mean that with love. Like, I'm not saying fuck you, you're not listening. I'm just saying that you haven't gotten the message yet. That's why they're waking you up. Go into a meditation. You can do it right now if you want. Go into a blank one, count backwards, or, you can even do like cyclical breathing, like breathe in for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, doing that over and over until you start to feel whatever. Personally, I feel like if I just start counting immediately, then I'll drop in faster. Otherwise, I just sit there and like let my thoughts do too much. That's just my personal stuff. Anyways, okay, you need the clarity bad. And just know that with the clarity comes the power, right? Like, you are an 8, you are a Scorpio, you're going to handle whatever it is that you set your mind to. Like, that's not the issue. The issue is setting your fucking mind to something, right? Like, it's like, yeah, I chose this, I'm sticking to it. Or realizing, I chose that and I don't really fucking like that. Actually, let's pick something else. And that's totally fine also. But try to find something that you can stick to. Like, jumping from thing to thing is also not going to help you, right? So get in there, get some clarity, much, much, much needed clarity. And maybe you should be doing blank meditations like 1 to 2 times a week, and do your guideds like the 5 days, but like at least do your blanks like a couple times a week, because like, I get information in my guideds, like only the ones that leave you space to meditate, like for empty space. So all of my new meditations I'm putting out have empty, like gaps of empty space. Except maybe, I don't think the chakra one actually does. That's a cleansing one. Anyways, doesn't matter. The empty space allows you to receive information. So when you do the blank meditations, you get information the whole time. So that's when you have like that's when I normally get my most profound meditations, because usually when you have like 5 minutes, you'll get like one thing. But if you're in there for like an hour or half an hour, you get a lot of information, and you can see a lot of things and get a lot of clarity. Casey J, final super chat. Thanks, babe, so much. Says, my subconscious still believes all men lie, even though I've been trying to change it. I had a date tonight that canceled on me, and I think he's lying. Okay. I know. I need to stop. You're right. I know. My last question, and I'm stopping. Okay. My subconscious mind still believes every you can leave that up, Dina. It's okay. You can leave that one up. That was from love. My subconscious still believes all men lie, even though I've been trying to change it. So all men lie, and then you agree. All men lie. Yeah, this motherfucker's lying. He's probably lying right now. You need to be talking yourself out of the lie. You need to be talking yourself into, I know, like, oh, that's fine. I've got time to hang out by myself. Now I got time on Mindset Monday. Now I got time to do my scripting. But whatever he is that he's doing right now, he is sad and he is missing out that he's not with me right now. It's probably not just that you're okay, actually, let's just say this real fast, because this is our last one. I hear people say a lot, my subconscious still thinks this. My subconscious is still this. I'm like, bitch, your conscious is saying it. You think my subconscious may still be believing it, but here I am affirming it over and over and over. It's not subconscious. It is conscious. It's out the fuck loud. I had a date tonight that canceled on me. I think he's lying. Bitch, that is not your subconscious. What are you talking about? Someone canceled and you chose lying as the reason. You didn't choose diarrhea. You didn't choose flat tire. You didn't choose grandma. I don't know. Grandma got ran over by a reindeer. I'm just saying you chose lying, and you're here consciously, actively keeping lying in play. And I'm not saying it's bad. I want to point out to you that it's not as subconscious as you think if you really look at your behavior. And for other, no, we love you, Dina, and we appreciate it, and that's okay. Dina, for anybody else that's thinking that it's a subconscious thing, I challenge you to look at your conscious ass behavior and your reactions, because I bet you that it's a lot more conscious than you're giving yourself credit for. So, Casey says you're right. All right. So exactly. So it's not necessarily that your subconscious still believes all men lie. It's that you're in the conscious decision making, and maybe it is like an unconscious reaction, but it's your waking thoughts that you're using to still describe them as lying, and not switching those thoughts, switching those definitions, switching those expectations, switching those reactions every time, like 360 says. So that's going to be the issue, right? And then I love next life. Brendan's like, we're so good at choosing the best story. Exactly, Brendan. You get it. Okay. Melissa. Okay, everybody. I appreciate you. I love you. It is time for me to get off. I am sticking to my freaking boundaries, even though I'm 15 minutes past. That's okay. 15 minutes is okay. It's totally fine. I love you guys. I love chatting with you. I give you 15 extra minutes, of course. So I love you. I appreciate you. Okay, let me tell you some things that are coming up. We've got new sexy affirmations are coming. We officially did it. That sounded really weird. Me and Malik, I did it. No. We separately across the city of Los Angeles in separate corners created a sexy affirmation track for you. That is coming next week. Oh, homework. You're right, Elena. Thank you. Sexy track's coming next week. Sexy part 2. There is an entire new love affirmations album coming. And these are going to be there. It will include some about self-concept as well. It's not going to be just about other people. It'll be about you as well. It'll have both. Kimberly Levis says all men are honest with me. Amazing. Yes. Thank you, Leanne. Put the homework. Thank you, Leanne. Okay. Yeah. So that's coming. I'm also going to be putting more content onto YouTube. So I've been recording my podcast episodes on video, but not putting them on YouTube for almost the entire year of 2021. So I have a backlog of video content essentially that I'm going to start putting on YouTube just for it to be here too. So over the next few months, you'll be seeing me have videos coming up. And we do our live stream. We chat while the video's out, 11:30 p.m. PST. 11:30 a.m. PST is when I release videos. So if you see one coming out from me, you can always jump on the chat and we live chat during the release. So you will be seeing videos from now, like my podcast for this week will come out, and then like a podcast maybe from like 6 months ago might come out on YouTube in the same week. So if you see me with blonde hair one day and then this color hair one day, just that's why. But if you don't mind supporting and watching, the information is still very valid. I'm going to try to get you some love related content. It is February. It is love time, until Valentine's Day. So for the next couple weeks, the next 2 weeks, it'll be love related content, new affirmations. Tiffany says, ooh, can that be a podcast? Are you confusing your conscious thoughts with your subconscious thoughts? Leanne, dictate. Just kidding. Leanne, if you don't mind adding that to our podcast list notes, that'd be great. Suggestions. Also, other affirmations coming again that are like there's self-concept in regards to love. There's breakup affirmations, long distance affirmations, on and off affirmations coming soon. There's going to be new guided meditations coming as well to YouTube. And the unguided music, I think I'll still put on as well. And then, okay. Oh yeah. Our homework. Are we picking a new winner next Monday? I was thinking that we would do it like the second Monday of the month. Just so I could remember to keep it straight. Melissa, you listen to my affirmations every day? Thanks, Melissa. I appreciate you. Okay. Yeah, your homework this week, make a shit that brings me joy list or update the one that you have. Leanne says at least 7 things should be on the list. We all need to be doing more. We can all tap into what brings us joy even more. So your homework this week is to either create a shit that brings me joy list or add to your shit that brings me joy list and then do 7. Oh, I see what you meant by 7 things on the list. I meant 7 days worth of shit that brings me joy. I want you to do Monday through Monday. Next Monday, I want you to have done at least 7 shit that brings me joys, meaning that you did one every single day or more. So your homework is to do 7 shit that brings me joys, preferably over the course of 7 days, 1 day a week, at least. And then last week's homework was about being okay with the not okay. Did anybody do that? Was anybody sitting with the not okayness? Oh, Prob, it's your first time here. Welcome. Thank you. Melissa, yeah, we got long distance with your SP affirmations coming soon. Okay. Leanne says, yes, I did, but I was feeling okay when I did it. That's good though. That's okay. It's okay to not feel like bad about it, because ultimately we want to feel okay about the stuff that we're not okay with, right? So that's a good. No, Tally says flirting with women brings me joy, and I got to do that today. Thank you. Well, shit, there you go. Tiffany, you did the homework. You're okay with the not okay. I want to know, Dina, did you do the homework? Were you okay with the not okay? And as I'm saying being okay with the not okay, Casey says, well, it's been 20 minutes since my date texted me canceling on me tonight, and I'm okay now. I have a feeling it's going to lead me to someone better. It is if you say it is, Casey. It does what you say it is. Brianna, it's your first time here. Do I have any recorded lives? Yes. 2.5 years worth. Look on the Mindset Monday playlist. I literally have been going live every Monday for 2.5 years. So there's a lot. At least 100. No, wait. At least 100. It's got to be at least 100. Okay. Dina says, I sit with the okayness. I sit with the not okayness every day. But do you make it okay? Sitting with it is one thing, but do you make it okay that it's not okay? Brendan says, my periods of feeling not okay about a situation that happened in December are becoming much shorter every day. Good, you're making progress. Amazing. Space Goat says, what's the not okay? What link do I watch? That's last week's Mindset Monday. So if you go onto the Mindset Monday playlist, just look for last week. And the homework last week was, I want you to figure out what's not okay in your life. What are you not okay with? What's got to go? What's got to change? What needs to be upgraded? And then I want you to learn how to be okay. Your homework is to look at that stuff and be like, this is okay. These things that I just said I don't like are totally okay. And starting to be okay with the not okay, because it's the not okayness that keeps the things that you're not okay manifesting in your world. So, all right. It's time for me to go. I need to eat a food. I'm a human being and I require a food to keep going. I love you all. I appreciate you so much. Don't forget about your homework for this week. Everybody make a shit that brings me joy list. These are the things that you like to do that makes you happy, that has nothing to do with your worth, your value, making money, or any of that stuff. Just stuff that feels good to you. Watching how to twerk videos on YouTube, listening to Mariah Carey, doing tarot, walking dogs, going to the beach, coloring, sewing, knitting, reading, doing jumping jacks, working out, doing fucking yogas and shit like that. Anything that's again brings you joy, that fulfills you as a person. You need to make a list of those things. This is a lifelong thing. This list should follow you for the rest of your life, and you can add to it at any time. So your homework is today, make a list of shit that brings me joy. We decided that 7 is the magic number. So 7 things on the list minimum. If you have already made a shit that brings me joy list, your homework is to add to it. And then everybody, I want you to be doing one thing at least from that list every single day for the next 7 days. So when we come back on next Monday, you should have done 7 shits that bring me joys, right? And in theory, it's 1 a day or more a day if you can. But your goal is to make your list, expand your list if you already have it, and then implement it every single day this week. Get at least 7 and then report back next week when we come back. Dina says vegan tacos. Yeah. Tacos. Ooh, taco time. Vegan tacos bring me joy. Yeah. And if you have any success stories, please email them to us at hello@roxytalks.com. Or any questions. If you'd like to sign up for any workshops with me, roxytalks.com. I do one-on-one coaching there as well. And some wonderful news to all my current course students. I am moving the system again. I apologize. It's all for the best. As an entrepreneur, I'm always striving to do the best that I can, and this is part of it. So there will be another migration. I apologize if you already did it, and thank you so much for your patience. The content will still remain the same. You will always have lifetime access to it. It just may be somewhere different than you previously did before. So I love you. I appreciate you. One-on-one coaching is available at roxytalks.com. I only have a couple days left for February before I'm booked for the whole month. So if you want to get in before March, sign up soon before that's gone. New affirmations coming soon to YouTube and Spotify and iTunes. New meditations coming soon to YouTube. New meditations coming to Vibes. So if you bought Vibes, I'm sending out another another meditation to you, because my spirit was just telling me there needed to be a shorter daily meditation in the Vibes packages. So I made it one for each one that will go out to everybody that already bought it, and then will now be a part of Vibes as well. So I'm done talking. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming to this live, and thank you to yourself for showing up. You are making progress just by being here and absorbing this information. I love you. Give yourself a little pat on the back, a hug, whatever you got to do. Do something nice for yourself. Get on your shit that brings me joy list, and I will see you next week. New podcast episode, 9 a.m. PST, Wednesday morning. All about self-concept while you're manifesting a specific person. So if you're in the YouTube community, it's about SC while SPing. SC and SP at the same time is what this week's episode is about. And if you're not hip to the YouTube lingo, we're talking about your self-concept while you're working on manifesting love relationships on the podcast this week. RoxyTalks.com and all the platforms for streaming and podcasting and all that other stuff. Okay. Dina says your mom says enjoy Below Deck. I love Below Deck. It's so good. Such great television. Such great trash TV. Okay. And I mean that with love. I call all reality TV trash TV with love because I love it. And I don't want to disparage anybody that watches it or partakes in it. But I appreciate you all. I love you. Thank you so much. We're all raising our vibrations together. You have the power. I believe in you. Mwah.